Welcome back to another episode of Sanders Aquatics. Tonight, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to go through and breed just about any rainbow fish you want to breed. I've got 2 different schools here that I'm breeding out. I'm breeding out Praecox rainbows and Furcata rainbows. Both are the smaller species, but if you've ever gone through and bred rainbows, you know that they take forever to grow out. So I probably won't do a whole lot of species, but your Bosmanis and your turquoise and all that, they all breed the same way. They're a little bigger, so they need a little larger tank here. But I'm going to show you the 3 different ways that we go through and we've bred them out and show you what's been most successful here for us. If you watch some of our videos, you've seen a couple of these. We went through and did the 3rd way here once we got our new fry rack set up here, and we've been going through and trying different ways of breeding things out. But first, if you want to come down here, this is hands down the easiest way to go through and breed these fish. You go through, you get you some eggs out, and you basically grow you out a green water tank that's full of all kinds of algae and gunk and goop, and it's got thousands and thousands of microbacteria in there. And believe it or not, there's actually fish that are in there swimming around, and it's some of our Praecox rainbows. We throw eggs in there all the time and get babies out of it all the time. These guys right here, they're actually a prime example. These are some of the ones that have come out of our green water tank. They're doing really, really well. But like I was saying, it takes forever for these guys to grow out. These guys are almost 5 months old, and they are just now starting to show some color. So it's taken them a long time, but they are finally starting to show colors of adults here. But like your boys, to identify your boys and your Praecox, they've got red fins on them, and the females basically have yellow fins. It's really easy to identify them. We'll probably make this a 2nd school of breeders for us. We've been having a good time with these guys. They've actually been fun to breed out. Our other way of doing it, if you want to come down here with me to the other tank. So we've got this tank set up down here where we've been breeding our Furcata rainbows. And I set up a lazy man's way to go through and do this. You can do it a little bit better. I put a spawner mop in here. I've been kind of toying with it. But the easiest way to go through and do this is I've got a whole bunch of hornwort and other plants and stuff that are just basically floating at the top of this tank. You can take these guys, put them in there for about a week or 2, and then basically go through and pull the fish out, and you're going to have a whole bunch of babies that come out. I may end up doing that with these guys so that I can get a higher yield rate, but right here, these where they're so small, I've actually been getting babies out of here. They've not eaten all of their eggs. But their eggs, any rainbow fish eggs, take months to hatch or weeks to hatch out. They're anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks just to hatch out the eggs. The 3rd way we've been doing this, we've been going through and putting spawner mops in with our males and females upstairs that we have. We've been pulling eggs, and we basically been putting them in a tank. I've got some methylene blue in the tank. If you want to come in, we've still got a bunch of eggs that are sitting down here on the bottom. But if you get to look in here, we've actually got a few babies that are actually swimming around in here. They're just now starting to hatch out. So what we do to go through and set this up. So we're going to show you, because we've showed the other 2. If you want to go back and get a little more detail, go back and watch the other videos where we've gone through and we've set those tanks up. This tank here, I'm going to go through and show you how we set it up. Obviously, it's successful. We got babies popping out right now, so it's pretty cool. So I'm going to set up another tank. I'm going to use another one of these tanks down here. We got this set up just for breeding. So you want to get you a little bit of methylene blue, nothing crazy. Take it, pull it out, and get you a couple drops in there. Doesn't take much to go through and blue up all this water. And it's just enough to make sure these eggs don't get all fungusy and nasty on you, because it is very, very important. So I've got our mop that we pulled out of the tank upstairs, and I'll show you some of the eggs that are in here. I've actually got a bunch of annoying pest snails that are in that tank upstairs too. But you want to look and see here, you start seeing we've got eggs all over the place. Like here, and all you got to do, you basically go through and pick that egg off, See it there on my finger? Go out there and just dip it in the water and let her fall down inside of there. I'm going to do this and get all of these eggs. And on a nightly basis, you're going to get anywhere between about 5 and 15 eggs out. We've got a school of about 8 of them upstairs. And they give us quite a few babies out of it. It's taken us a long time to go through and perfect this. But it's really just that simple. You go through, you get the eggs out of the spawning mop. You just sort through it till you find some more. We do have some snails in there that have gotten in there. Like there's another egg there. And what we've been doing, we're just going through and we're pulling these eggs nightly. And we'll put them into a tank just like this. And once they start spawning out, we'll move on to another tank is what we've been doing. We've got quite a few tanks, so we've got the ability to go through and do that. But the cool thing about this, just about every angelfish does the same thing. If you want to breed them, you can do this on almost a regular basis and go through and pull you out several eggs on a daily basis. They usually spawn first thing in the morning, first couple hours of the day. And you're going to get you a handful of eggs out of them. Nothing crazy, but if you do it on a regular basis, you can go through and do that. And once they start hatching out, we move on to a different tank and leave those alone. And we usually get about 40 or 50 eggs that are decent and go through and grow out and don't fungus out and do well. Skim this mop one last time, make sure we didn't miss any eggs. Keep moving the flashlight on me. Oh, that was one. We'll come back to that and finish it off here in a few minutes. Y'all don't want to sit there and watch me pull any more eggs. You get the gist of it. But the trick to this is get these guys in there. The best water temperature to grow out most of your rainbow eggs is exactly 82 degrees. Works really, really well. These tanks we actually have set at 78. They're preset heaters. It's working so far, so I'm gonna run with it. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. But once they get to this point, so now that we've got these guys hatching out, I'm gonna start doing water changes on a daily basis, and I'm gonna take out probably a third of the water, go through and change it out, and get the methylene blue out of it. Methylene blue is toxic to them if they're in it too long. The other thing I do that not everybody does, I go through and I actually I've got a bunch of baby mystery snails. I put baby mystery snails in the tanks. Like if you look in here with some of my angels that I've got, these little guys are starting to grow out here too. We'll go through and we add mystery snails to help clean up behind these guys. I've got them in every tank that I've got babies growing out in. You know, you're not going to see a tank that's got babies growing out that doesn't have it. They do a good job of cleaning up behind them. But if you got a lot of patience and you got the tank space to grow these guys out, they're fun. They're a neat project. Any one of these 3 ways of going through and doing it, they seem to work. I haven't had any issues out of any of them. It took me a long time to figure them all out and get them actually get to going. Believe it or not, the correct way that everybody says to do it, just like this, has been the hardest for me to go through and master. I don't know why. I always had issues. The eggs would fungus over. The temperature wasn't right. I don't know what I was doing wrong. But the green water's been the most successful for us, but I can't see my fish, so it kind of bugs me a little bit. But this is 3 different ways you can go through and you can breed not angelfish, but rainbows. Good times. You guys have any tips, tricks? Maybe another way you want us to try. We'll go there and try that too. But we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Sanders Aquatics. Like and subscribe.